And obviously I blew test away. I got a call in 15 minutes from P&G that they want me to interview. I go and interview, I get the internship, I show up, load my car off, and I drive to Cincinnati. I got the summer internship. And I show up and they're like, what brand do you want to be on? And you can see everyone, right? The cool people wanted to be on CoverGirl. The really focused people wanted to be on Clear Blue. And people, and then no one wanted to be on Pampers. But meanwhile, Pampers was the largest brand at P&G. It's still the largest brand. It's a $14 billion brand. I said I wanted to be on Pampers. Right? So I show up on Pampers, and everyone's competitive, by the way. Only the top 10 to 15% make it. It's 7 times harder to get into P&G as it is to get into Harvard. And you're competing with the best. And the best thing about being a promoter and selling emails is that I actually understood digital marketing. I understood influential marketing. I understood how to talk to consumers where they were, and not where marketing was at that time, which was still highly TV. There wasn't a P&G brand on Facebook. There wasn't a P&G brand on Twitter. Nothing. So obviously, I understood that market, and that was my goal. So I go to P&G. I take Pampers digital. I tell them that I'm a digital expert. I walk in and talk crazy to everybody. I am talking crazy, and people are listening, and they let me do it. I won a crazy amount of awards. I was at age 27, top 40 under 40 at 27, because I wrote the social playbook for the world's largest CPG brand. And coming out of that, I started writing patents. They sat me down with a patent attorney and some engineers and said, what's the future of marketing? We want you to kind of write that. So I wrote things like social giving or social crowdfunding, social giving for a product. One of them actually became the very important baby program at Babies R Us, where you get to donate to a fund that then buys a set amount of products while you're pregnant. Let's not talk about it. But it made P&G $38 million a year, and I got a shiny plaque. All right. So I got a little upset. It was a great plaque. I still have it at home. But I can't put it on a resume. I can't walk around with my plaque. I can't show up anywhere with my plaque. So I was pretty pissed about this dumb plaque. And I started to think about my next thing. And it was a challenge that they gave to me. He said, we want to understand who's in front of a commercial. Like, can you create a technology to understand audience measurement better? So today, it's done by a household. It's not done by specific people in a chair. And I thought if I could hide something in sound, then I could use the microphone on your consumer's device to understand who's sitting in a room. So I could get mobile audience measurement penetration versus household audience measurement penetration. You following? So that's what started LISNR. And I was like, oh, this is going to be badass, right? I'm going to make click clicks that no one can hear. That's what I used to say. Click clicks that no one can hear, or dog whistle that no one can hear. Either or. I was going to make a click click. And they actually started to like it. I went on a startup competition called the Startup Bus. I met my co-founder, which was my best friend. He was a startup guy. We met engineers on this bus. I got on the bus and said I wanted to make click clicks that make your phone light up, basically. And that became LISNR. We ended up going to finals. And I got off the stage, and the way we packaged it in the beginning was actually a product for music. And really, I'm gonna be honest, as I started to talk about creating an inaudible click that could be used to talk to your microphone, essentially, everyone looked at me like I couldn't do it. Like, I don't fit the type that could do that. Like, that's an MIT thing. That's a Stanford thing. So then I said, well, if I put click clicks in music, and then based on what you listen to, you get something special. Everyone said, oh, that sounds cool, you can do that. So I did it. I used it. I used music as a way to launch this company. We raised $850,000. We signed every music vote. I told you about Jay-Z. We were doing Atlantic Records. We did Born Center. We did a bunch of different things where we were embedding this technology into the soundtrack, into the live event, creating real-time audience measurement data on what people were listening to and where people were when they listened to it. But more importantly, the way consumers consumed it was it looked like an app. It was an app that you got additional content for it. But the reason why they were paying us, was for the audience measurement data. So that quickly started to progress. And one of our employees at the time, and I'm thinking I'm badass at this time, I really do, because I think, we did the impossible. Like, no one believed that we could do this even that far. And she goes, I don't really think you're that innovative. And I was like, what you mean? We invented an inaudible click. And she was just like, it's just not really that innovative. Like, you should do more. And I remember at that moment, it bothered me. It bothered me a lot. And then I thought that maybe I'm not thinking big enough. And you know what? And honestly, I don't want someone to ever in their life look at me again and tell me that I'm not doing something innovative ever again. I just hated it. I hated it. So I went back and I learned. And I talked to my engineers. I talked to my co-founders. I have 5, by the way, all engineers, just me. I'm the only one that'll let me talk. Everyone else will sound like Scribble. I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about, guys. Get off the stage. So I went and we're like, right now it's a click, but a click is not that different than ones and zeros. And we may be able to create a full-time data stream or a real-time data stream from one device to the next. That means encoding real-time data into a stream of audio that we can't hear from one device to the next. And if we could do that, we would have the potential to displace NFC. We could be a gateway for wireless or Wi-Fi. We could use it to open car doors, pay for things, be a ticket, etc. And he said it's going to take a lot. It's going to take a lot. I said, F it. Let's do it. My mama was already proud. Like, she was been proud for a long time. She has no clue what I'm still doing. All right? So this wasn't about making mom proud anymore, right? This was about me. So we bunkered down, became a Techstars company. We raised another $3.5 million on building this. I joined the Techstars Connected Device Accelerator. They were the first